Hello and welcome to a very special Talking Pictures, this week in association with Show Film First and Heart FM, and we're here at Cineworld Enfield to discuss The Karate Kid.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Joining David and myself this week is Harry Hughes, who's seen the film already and has come to see it again. So Harry, what did you think?
Well, I really enjoyed it. I think even the second time round it was still a lot of fun, and I still got just as many laughs from me anyway.
Yeah?
None of the jokes really got too old the second time round.
Really? How about on an emotional level?
On an emotional level, there were quite a few nice scenes.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan actually sort of brings out a little bit of acting.
Yeah, well, he wasn't
Jackie
even
Chan in his first acting role. So he's made 100 films, but this is the first time I've actually seen him act. I think.
Well,
You know.
he said that he wanted to be an actor who can fight,
Right.
rather than a fighter who
can't act.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So what
now
do you
I
think?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty amazing. I have to say, I've never seen the original, so I'm kind of the control for the experiment in a way, because I know this is the original Karate Kid is a film that is there are a lot of people for whom this is their kind of quintessential growing up movie.
It's one of those films they carry with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Top Gun or one of those kind of movies.
Yeah, so it's a big deal to a lot of people, and so I was vaguely aware of the movie, but I deliberately kind of stayed away from watching it. But I have to say, I thought from top to bottom, this didn't put a foot wrong.
No.
I mean, it really was incredible. It was long, but it didn't outstay its welcome. It had a very slow kind of build up. And the characters were all believable. The situation was believable. I think they got it's called The Karate Kid, but it's about kung fu. I thought they did that very well. It's kung fu, karate. What's the difference, kind of thing. Got that out of the way very nicely. And it just felt like completely assured from start to finish. I was pretty much blown away. While I was watching it, I was thinking, this is an instant classic. If this doesn't put a foot wrong, the way it hasn't, so far before the end. A classic is born, really. So what about you, Lance? You have seen the original.
I've seen the original, and I like the original. But you know what? I think it's really unfair to compare the two. I don't want to upset anyone when I say that the original kind of looks like a movie of the week.
Right. You mean from a cinematic
point of view?
Right.
Ralph Macchio, was a movie star, and there was Arnold from Happy Days, who was Mr. Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
This in no way compares. This new Karate Kid is a truly cinematic experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful and big, and there's movement and colour, and a great score from James Horner. Once again, you don't hear from him too often, but he's back and he's
he was really going for it. It was like he was scoring Titanic 2.
I
think.
It's fantastic. China is really showing. It even made me want to go to China.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much beauty and grace and elegance in this film, and you know what? Who we haven't talked about yet? The star of the picture is Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jaden Smith's performance?
I think he's brought through a lot of mannerisms that Will Smith used. I mean, it seems like his dad is definitely his acting coach, and he's learned a lot from him.
Nice.
Take off your jacket. Take it down. Put it on.
You ready?
Take it off.
I already did.
Jacket off.
Let's go!
He's incredibly self-possessed, incredibly self-assured.
That's it.
He just, and yet at the same time, because he's playing this character who isn't sure of himself, and he, within the first 5 minutes of the movie, he's moved to China. In fact, the opening credits are over them kind of, setting off to move to China because his mum's, she has to move for work, basically. So that's all kind of got out of the way.
Because you're wondering why are they going to China? Why China? But
it's like, so you feel for him because he's not only is he a fish out of water, but he's also he's a little bit of an awkward kid and what have you. He's kind of cool. And you can imagine that growing up in Detroit, he's been a pretty cool kid. But then all of a sudden he's in China. He doesn't know what's going on.
It's another world.
And I think he's just it's maybe 30-35 minutes before you actually meet Jackie Chan. And so that you're allowed to kind of get the sense of
the build-up.
Yeah, that's right.
You first see him when his back's turned. Adds to the mystery and everything, and
because he's a bit of a legend as well.
That's
it's like you kind of know he's coming. And you think, oh, come on.
That's brilliant. I've got to say that the kid that plays Cheng, the villain of the piece. He's got a villain's face.
Yeah, no, he's got a great look.
He looks like one of those guys that are always in those martial arts movies that always do the backward glance and the stare.
Right.
And he looks just like that. And it created, I think even more so than the original. I know mums and dads have seen the original. It creates an even more sense of, God, go on, kick his ass, kick his ass.
What about you? You know Jackie Chan, but from what's your kind of like pre-awareness of Jackie Chan? Because you know Jaden Smith a little bit from The Day the Earth Stood Still. You've seen him in like one or two things. But Jackie Chan, he had the animated series, Jackie Chan Adventures. Remember that?
I used to, when I was younger, I used to watch the animated series. It was very.
But you haven't seen much live-action Jackie Chan.
I've seen a bit, mostly movies that I shouldn't have watched. A while ago, but I think I watched. Rush Hour was probably the last thing I saw.
Right,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of little, you know.
I've seen a bit. Yeah.
Okay, Jackie Chan, for the kids that don't know, is a martial arts legend. He invented a whole new style of not only fighting but action movies.
Yeah.
And American movies came along and tried to copy them, but they never quite do it because they got different styles.
Until they actually started to hire Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Finally, about
exactly.
a decade
he's
ago.
He's just brilliant.
But he's getting on a bit now, isn't he? So it's kind of nice to see him
take on a mentor role.
Yeah, exactly, the sensei kind of thing, and he gets to do a bit of kung fu fighting in this, which is great.
Just a taster,
but
yeah.
You know the way he kind of because I was feeling a little bit in that scene like, well, he's fighting a bunch of kids, and so that's a bit. But of course he gets them to beat each other up, by kind of tying up there.
Absolutely. And the fighting in this film is beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, it's beautiful.
Not only is the movement beautiful, I thought, but
very realistic as well.
Shoots it,
Rather than in a kind of Cheng Wu-ping kind of Matrix sort of style. Actually, everything is very real and very.
There's even a bit of free running.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and it's shot. Isn't that really cool?
Yeah.
And it's so beautifully shot from above and all the different angles. It looks good. So, what do you say about the Karate Kid?
Overall, it's just perfect, really. I don't think it's done anything wrong. It's done a lot of things right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
Good.
You ready to see it again? I mean, you've seen it twice already.
Yeah. Probably a couple of days. I'll definitely be ready to see it again. Yeah.
Great. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. Well, look, I had no preconceptions of this movie except that I know that it obviously did huge business in the States, and so certainly it had kind of connected with the kids out there. I knew a little bit about Jaden Smith, of course. I knew about Jackie Chan, but I just didn't think things would come together quite so brilliantly. I mean, this really is the kind of Rocky for for teens.
Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. It's a family movie. It's super dynamic and I just can't fault it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. I think it's just a fantastic piece of work.
Colourful, beautiful, everything you could want from a family film.
Super cinematic.
As well. Enormously cinematic. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous movie. Take the family. I can't say anything bad about this movie. The Karate Kid, I think we all give it a thumbs up.